Warm greetings to you all. Today we will see the topic polyglot programming, which is a question usually asked in the part A of the question paper of KTU. Then let's see the details of polyglot programming. And the first statement itself explains the definition what is a polyglot programming means. Polyglot programming is also called multilingual programming. It is an art of developing simpler solutions by combining best possible solutions using different programming languages and paradigms. From the first statement itself, it is very clear that it is a multilingual programming paradigm. Means multiple programming languages can be used for programming an IoT environment. As we are aware, IoT is a heterogeneous environment and where multiple kind of programming languages are suitable and possible for us to use in programming. This is because no single programming language or programming approach can meet all the requirements of the modern software development. For example, for the user interaction or the interface part, we can use web-based application development. So, HTML, JavaScript, such kind of programming languages are suitable for web applications. But there will be some logic for reading the data from the sensors and processing and uploading to cloud. For all these kind of applications, we usually depend on programming languages which are stable languages or like C or C++. Those kind of languages are suitable for hardware level programming. So we can use C language for collecting the data, and we can use HTML, CSS, that kind of web-based applications, or Node.js or React. Some kind of modern programming languages are suitable for web development, and after processing, the user can visualize these kind of results after processing the data collected from the sensors to the user with the help of some UIs. So that kind of UI can be developed using HTML and CSS. So we can imagine two different languages are suitable for the entire IoT applications. Then it is also called poly paradigm programming or PPP. Then many modern day softwares combines a subset of imperative, functional, logical, object oriented, concurrent, parallel and reactive programming paradigms. For example, imperative programming languages, functional programming languages, as we are familiar with many kind of object oriented programming languages. For example, Python, Java, all these are object oriented, and concurrent programming languages, parallel programming languages, and different kinds of programming languages suitable for different applications or different environments. Those kind of a mix up of different languages can be suggested for different part of the entire IoT environment. That is what the meaning of polyglot programming. In this slide, we will see three different kinds of definitions related to polyglot programming. First definition is the simplest one: programming in more than one language within the same context. Then second definition, using multiple programming languages on the same managed runtime. And third one is the definition which is proposed by the software developer's perspective, and it explains like this: programming in more than one language within the same context, where the context either be a single team or across multiple teams, where the integration between the resulting applications require knowledge of the languages evolved. This is the actual definition from the perspective of the developers, meaning a single programming language may not be suitable for all the stages of the programming development. So For a single team, we can suggest one kind of software for developing, or across multiple team we can suggest for a single language, like that. But anyway, whatever be the context, or whatever be the language used for each of the context, finally we should be able to combine or integrate all the applications together to form the IoT ecosystem or IoT project completion. So this is what the definition from the programmer's perspective. This slide explains the picture related to this PPP, polyglot programming, and the title of the picture is Inverse Pyramid for Polyglot Programming. Usually a pyramid which will be narrowing towards the upper, when it comes to the top, it will be narrowing down. But here, this is the inverse of the pyramid. That is, the huge number of programming languages are available for the outer layer. That layer is known as the domain layer or the application layer. As we know, HTML, CSS, web templating, SQL, all these kind of languages are suitable for outer layer. That layer is the domain layer. And the lowermost layer, it is the inverse part, that is a narrowed area. There, that layer is known as a stable layer. There we use the languages mainly, it is suggested C, and other programming languages like Java and Scala, they are also suitable for stable layer. This is the core programming logic that will be implemented in the lowermost layer, that is a stable layer. So some languages which is possible for us to use in the stable layer is C, Java and Scala. And the middle layer, which is a dynamic layer, there we can choose Groovy, Clojure, Jython, JRuby, JavaScript. Those languages are suitable for uploading data to the cloud or some kind of functions implementation. Those are functional programming languages, and these are examples of languages of that kind. This is Jython is an integration of Java and Python, and this kind of programming languages are also used in the PPP. So this expected picture for this polyglot programming. This slide is an explanation of the previous picture. As we have seen, there are three layers. One is static layer or stable layer, then is dynamic layer, which is explained as the last bullet, and the domain layer, that is the outermost layer, that is explained in the middle. So the statically typed programming languages are used in the stable layer. That is, as we explained in the previous slide, Java and C, these are the most popular and most suitable languages used in the stable layer. These languages are core programming languages. There we can use programming, implement the programming language logic. So the statically typed feature, in other words, before using the variable, we define what is the data type of the variable. For example, in C and Java, we declare int C, then C is equal to 10, like that. So before using C is equal to 10, we must declare the data type of the variable. That is the meaning of statically typed. So in the stable layer, we usually use languages which have the feature that they are statically typed. Then the outermost layer or the user interaction layer, there we usually use HTML and CSS for developing the UI. And the middle layer, dynamic layer, there we suggest Groovy and Clojure. They are more flexible and they are suggested for rapid application development, or in other words, RAD. So for Clojure and Groovy, they are rapid application development programming languages. They are used in the dynamic layer. These are the expected picture and explanation for polyglot programming. So in the beginning we said what is a PPP and what are the definitions for PPP, and the polyglot pyramid and its picture and the layers are explained here. Okay, thank you.